Mondelez chairman and CEO. Dirk, when was the last time Mondelez soared 7% off earnings?
Yeah, not bad. Pretty good, I would say.
So there's a lot for investors, obviously, to like. You beat on organic growth in all segments, beat on the margin. What's driving this kind of growth that is a standout in the industry?
Well, we're in the snacking category, and the category is doing well compared to previous years. Snacking is up versus previous years. People are snacking more. We see it around the world. And then we saw very good growth in the US, in North America, in Europe, China, India. Literally everywhere we saw good growth, except maybe for Latin America. So it's sort of across the board. Our biggest brands, Oreo, Milka, Cadbury, all up high single digit, almost double digit. Also our local brands doing well. So it's sort of the strategy that we put in place is working. We're investing more in our business, and it's all coming together at this stage.
You mentioned China. It's obviously a key market for you. Just give us some specifics, if you could, about how your plants and your consumers are being impacted by the coronavirus.
So we're in snacking, and the Chinese New Year is quite an important period for snacking, as you can imagine. We put up big displays in store. People buy a lot online. So what we've seen is that the run-up of the Chinese New Year was quite well. Our sell-in into the stores was slightly above what we were expecting. And up to the moment that the media started to talk a lot about the coronavirus, we were selling out quite well also. Then the last 3 days before Chinese New Year, the news was very heavy, and consumers were invited by the Chinese government to not go out in public places, to stay home, limit the Chinese New Year celebration. So it's a bit early for us to tell right now what that has done to our sellout, but we expect that it will have some effect. The other thing we're seeing is that people are coming back after the Chinese New Year, normally going back to work. We have 4 plants in China. 2 of those plants have been asked to remain closed an extra week. So that's going to have also a small impact. At this stage, we can't tell. We're not yet super concerned with it. But if the crisis continues and the consumers really start buying a lot less, it does have an impact on our Q1 probably.
Dirk, when we consider the overall full-year results and the strong numbers that you delivered, is there a sense in that the health craze we've seen in recent years has peaked and the Cadbury's and Oreos of this world outperformed last year? Or is it a case of the opposite and that the innovations you're delivering to make snacks healthier are what drove the beat?
I would say it's not neither one of the two. It's largely that we are investing more and investing better, doing better marketing on our key brands. We haven't really seen a huge shift in consumer snacking between indulgent and health and wellness. Health and wellness grows a little bit faster, about 6% in snacking. Indulgence grows about 3%. But 90% of the snacks in the world are indulgent snacks. So that sort of balances each other out if you look at dollars. And in fact, the dollar growth in indulgent snacks has always been higher. What we're seeing is this acceleration in our key brands and in our local brands driven by that better marketing. So that's really what's going on right now.
How much of a cushion do you have, Dirk, in that guidance that you gave for issues like the coronavirus or Brexit, which I know is going to be a big deal for you as well?
Yeah, I mean, we're a global company. We're in 160 countries around the world. We know that something will go wrong. Last year, it was our supply chain in Brazil. China is for about 4.5% of our sales. Brazil last year, with the problems we had there, is more than 5% of our sales. We absorbed in 2019 that shock. We're sort of ready for always something being off. Now, if several things come together, that would be a little bit more difficult. As it relates to Brexit, we are not exactly expecting in 2020. We assume that the European Union we'll negotiate a deal with the UK over the year, and that as we approach the end of the year, that deal will be in place and that the transition will be smooth. So we're not expecting this year a huge Brexit impact, but if it would be a hard Brexit, it would impact to 2021. Sorry.
Dirk, it's Stephanie Link. I'm just curious about the supply chain issues in Brazil. That was the only glitch on the quarter, in my mind, when you reported this morning. So are we behind? Are you behind the supply chain issues, or where are you in terms of fixing that?
No, Brazil is improving. It had a bigger impact on our Q3 results. And Q4, we looked a lot better in Latin America. It's not completely behind us, but I think we did turn the corner, and we're seeing the improvement. We will have to confirm that in Q1 and Q2. But so far, so good, I would say, and I think we're clearly improving.
I'm seeing a news release hitting the wires right now, Dirk, that you guys have officially broken it or created a new Guinness World Record for the most people dunking cookies to celebrate $3 billion in Oreo brands. How did you do this?
Well, first of all, Oreo passed the $3 billion mark this year, and we wanted to celebrate that. And I don't know if you're familiar with the Oreo ritual, but normally you take the cookie, you twist it, you lick, and then you dunk. And so we took 5,066 people in 50 locations around the world who all at the same time dunked their Oreo into the milk, basically. That's what we did, and that's a Guinness World Record.
That was for you, Wilfred, because...
I hate milk, though. I love Oreos, and I'll eat them on their own, but milk's a bit scary.
We have most stuff here. What's the difference between double stuff and
with an Oreo, the milk is okay, I would say.
The filling is the best, so that is...
There you go.
The way. I also, though, want to put in a request, although I don't know if I should be asking Dirk this or Michelle this, but for some free Cadbury's one day as well. It's a great... We've got the double Cadbury duo. I mean... Anyway, there we go.
Cadbury US, Hershey versus Mondelez. Dirk, thank you.